Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today I'm going to teach you how to approach long lost friends. So if you want to know how to do this without coming across like a slimy snake, then keep watching. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm Teresa, and in this video I'm going to show you a way that you can reach out to people that you haven't talked to in forever. And we're going to do it in a way that is caring and comfortable and not sleazy. We all have so many of these relationships, and most of the time they're people we really love and care about, but life has just gotten busy or it's taken us in different directions, so the connection has lapsed. But when we think of those people, we feel just as much love and connection with them as we did the last time we saw them. They might be people we went to high school with, people who used to live in our neighborhood, relatives, people we participated in certain activities with, like a play or sporting activities. It might be people we used to work with. As you start your business, it is going to be totally natural to have some of those names come to your mind, especially with the essential oils, because you'll be thinking of people who the oils could help. And honestly, we know that's everybody. But we don't want to reach out to them because we all know how we would feel if a long lost friend reached out to us to talk to us about network marketing. And the truth is, that is one of the main things that has given network marketing a bad name. So don't be that guy. That is not our culture in doTERRA, and it's low class. You may even need to put people into this category if you haven't talked to them for a month or two or a few months. If your relationship has lapsed, the reason to connect should not be to get them involved in your business or to get them to buy from you. Let me clarify something here. There are obviously exceptions to the rule, and the more experienced and successful you become, the more you have something that other people are hoping for, something they wish they could have in their life. I could approach people now in a way that would make them feel like they can't believe I thought of them, where that same approach wouldn't have felt the same when I was just starting out. There's also a special skill in approaching people cold that allows you to help the person feel like they just have to work with you, because the opportunity to work with someone like you may be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Some people say you can't teach that skill. They are wrong. It can be taught, and I'll help you gain that skill. But when you're starting off, if you don't already have it, that skill, you need to start more slowly while you work on mastering that. If there's someone you want to approach about the business and you've got a legitimate reason to do so, then in certain situations, it may not matter how long it's been since you talked to them. Don't hesitate to do it. For example, you might have a friend you haven't talked to in years, and you have been hearing through mutual friends how they're dealing with a health challenge that is pretty serious. Then you learn about the essential oils and you realize what a great support that could be. Calling them to talk about how you just learned about these essential oils and you're thinking the oils might be able to help them, that would be appropriate. But in most situations, you'll need to take it more slowly the way I'll teach you here, especially if you're new at this. There are 3 things you want to do when reaching out to these long lost friends. First, you're going to write their names down on your, what I like to call your Help 100 list. It's just your list of 100 people, but I like that title because it keeps it in perspective for me. You really aren't going to remember everyone you think of, so write it down. When I first started, I did not want to make a list because I was not going to be that person who was making a list of their friends and their family. I did not want to be that guy. So I refused to make a list because I didn't want to even remotely be having some secret list where I was going after people. But I was totally helping people with the oils, and I would think of people all the time and think, oh my goodness, that person would love the oils, or that person has a child that is dealing with some serious health challenges. The oils could totally be a support for them. And then a month would go by and I hadn't done anything to help them because I'd forgotten. And then I'd remember and think, oh yeah, I was gonna help. I was gonna go help them with the oils. So after a while I got tired of that, but I still insisted to myself that I was not going to make a list. So I started keeping their names on this piece of paper, but it wasn't a list. It was only so I wouldn't forget. And I used to keep this piece of paper, not a list, under my side of the bed because I didn't want anyone to know. This is seriously true. This totally happened. It was totally ridiculous. And that list got long. Well, my non-list got long. The more I knew about the oils, the longer that list became because the more I was helping people and realizing what they could do for people. For heaven's sake, just write it down. every person you think of, and just specify on your list if you thought of them because you felt like the oils could help them, or if you thought of them because you really thought they might be interested in the business, or they're looking for a business opportunity, because the approach could be different for the two different categories. And remember, this is not about trying to get people to be interested just because you are. This is about presenting it in a way that helps answer concerns they may have. And then if it's a good fit, great. If not, you're still interested in them. The beauty of this is you already know the approach for the product and the business opportunity. You have lots of scripts to choose from to help you out. You can totally do this. And later I'll teach you how to rate the people on your list to help you decide who to talk to first. Let me tell you what has happened to my old list that I used to hide under my bed. I found it a year or two later, and every single person on that list was enrolled in doTERRA. Some of them to use the oils, some of them to do the business with me, some got involved early on, and some took a really long time before they even got involved. Some of them, even knowing what I was doing, it took them a long time before they actually took that step. The key is that I cared more about them than I cared about me. If they weren't ready, that was fine. They could take their time. If they were ready, I helped them. So write those names down. The second thing you're going to do when you're reaching out to these long-lost friends is you are going to just catch up with them. You can reconnect on social media, you can send an email, call them, whatever is the most comfortable way for that relationship. But the only reason you are reconnecting is to reconnect, to find out about them. Hey, I just saw that picture you posted with your family. I can't even believe you have 3 kids now. Or I just saw that award you got for work. So cool. Remember how you were voted the most likely to succeed? Whatever that real relationship with them was, you're reconnecting with that relationship, not because you have an agenda. Yes, you thought of them for a reason, and hopefully that reason was because you think you have something that will benefit them, not because of how it will benefit you. But you have got to get to know them again first. How can you expect to help them if you don't even know them anymore? If you don't know what their wants and needs are? If you don't even know what their priorities are? You've got to find out about them, and they've got to know it's sincere before you can help anybody. Don't force any discussion about doTERRA. Your lives will naturally begin to intertwine again, and then as you are sharing your lives with each other again, those moments will come up where you can help them or talk to them about the business like I taught you in the scripts for enrolling customers and business builders. For some people, it may be really quick. I had people who saw what I was involved in and they'd say, so tell me about these essential oils. For some people, that might be a month or 2. For others, it's going to be much longer. But here's a bonus tip for you. If they always feel from you that it's about them, not about what you want to get out of it, they will end up wanting to be involved with you, wanting to listen to what you have to say about how the oils can help them, wanting to be involved in business with you. And they'll feel safe asking you questions about the oils or the business, because they'll know you are not going to take their question as an invitation to bring it on and try to get them into your business. One of the biggest compliments I have ever had was something a friend of mine said to me. She has several friends who build doTERRA as a business. She called me one day and said, my husband is out hunting and he can't get here fast enough. My daughter is having one of her bouts where she's having a difficult time getting enough air into her lungs. She needed help right away. The mom was very worried. She asked me, do you have anything that could be a support for her? I immediately took her some Breathe, some On Guard, Melaleuca, peppermint. Her daughter was able to experience the benefits of the essential oils, and she told me, my husband told me not to ask anybody but you, because he knew you would just help us and you wouldn't keep trying to get us into the business and keep bugging us about the oils. That's the reputation you want to create around your business. Eventually, she became interested in the business opportunity, and guess who she enrolled with? Me. And she wanted to build the business. You guys, make it about them, not about you. The third thing you need to do is watch for opportunities to use the scripts I taught you. Don't push it, but be ready. And you should be practicing those all the time, in appropriate ways, of course, so when the opportunity arises, it comes out natural and piques their interest. Don't be afraid to bring it up. My leader, Jared, who is one of the most amazing at the business approach and presentation, He's the one I mentioned, I gave a shout out to when I was teaching the business presentation. He's a presidential diamond. This was back when his team was still young, but it was growing bigger. We went to convention that year, and at convention, he saw some good friends of his, really good friends of his, a husband and wife who were at the convention together. When he saw them, he said, "What are you guys doing here?" They said, "We're building the business." They had signed up with someone else. They didn't even know that Jared was doing doTERRA. Jared was so bugged with himself. He told me, "I knew they would be awesome at this, but I was waiting to talk to them until I felt like I had enough credibility to talk to them." He told me that day, "I will never do that again." And do you think that has made him a better leader? You bet it has. And he works with his leaders to make sure that doesn't happen for them. Bonus tip, when you do approach someone, any moment when you feel like it's not the right time, listen to that voice, because maybe the conversation you were planning to have is going to take 5 or 6 more conversations instead of just one. Or maybe they're not ready for that conversation. Be okay with that. Go with the flow in the moment and get good at switching up the conversation when the timing doesn't feel right. Your friends and your family will appreciate that, and you will be proud of the business you are running. Okay, time to get in your notebook. I want you to write down the first 10 long-lost friends you have been thinking of. And if you've been doing the action items throughout these videos, I can guarantee you've already thought of more than that. Reach out to them in the way I've taught you here, and you'll start to discover how fun it is to talk with people you've been wanting to reconnect with for a really long time anyway. Don't bring up doTERRA, even if you think you can rock it. I want you to practice just reconnecting and feel what it feels like to just readdress that friendship. Let us know in the comments below what you did, how it went, and even your dumb mistakes. We all have them, and it just makes us all more real when we know we're in it together. Thanks so much, you guys, for watching, for joining me on my channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you think this training will help somebody else, pass it on to them. Also, my other videos will be to the side if you want to check them out. And if you want to know when new videos are coming out, subscribe to my channel. I also notify everybody on my Instagram and my Facebook, and I give away lots of free oils there, so go watch for that too. And dude, if you're doing all this work, you might as well get a chance to win something. And if nobody's told you yet today, you rock. Yep, you pretty much rock right now. There are people around you that you are influencing, that you are loving, that you are making a difference for right now. And it is changing their lives. Keep it up. Bye-bye, you guys.